Miami Heat fans, this offseason is going to be insane. The Phoenix Suns have reportedly lowered their asking price for Kevin Durant. Phoenix is aggressively in pursuit of a trade for Kevin Durant, regaining full control of their draft capital, starting with the number 10th pick in the next month's draft. Team sources said that since the conclusion of the season, Houston has fielded several calls from Phoenix, who has since gradually lowered their asking price for Kevin Durant, those sources said. There is a price where the Rockets would be interested, but with a fear of breaking up their roster for a 36-year-old coming off injury, doubt remains over a deal materializing. Guys, I already knew this was going to happen because at first they came out saying that they want top dollar for Kevin Durant. How are you guys going to give or at least get top dollar for Kevin Durant, who's 36 years old and coming off injury? Absolutely not. Listen, they're lucky if they get even one first-round pick. And now they're coming up with all these different stipulations saying that they want a center in return for Kevin Durant. Now, my thing is, I know a lot of people want Kevin Durant. They want Giannis. Some people are saying Zion, Trae Young, and we're going to get to all those guys today. However, what is your trade package for Kevin Durant? I see everyone saying, go get KD. Okay, what are you guys willing to give up? Are you guys willing to give up Kelel Ware? Because the Phoenix Suns are looking for a center in the deal. Right here, it's been reported the Phoenix Suns are reportedly prioritizing acquiring a center in Kevin Durant trade talks. The Suns have indicated to teams that the center is a premium for them in any KD talks. He might stick around, but their biggest interest is in solving the center position, which has been a disaster since moving on from Ayton. My thing is, Bam Adebayo's already made it clear he does not want to play the center. And I think that Kelel Ware, I know he's young. I know we haven't seen much. I know he has so much to work on, but it's like we finally have a center that's somewhat, which we don't know if he's really going to work with Bam. I think he is. He's going to help, bro. We've lacked size for way too long. I'm tired of being small. I'm tired of being outmatched. I'm tired of being out-rebounded. We finally have somewhat of a shot blocker. We have a rebounder. We have a defender next to Bam Adebayo. So it would suck to actually give him up for Kevin Durant. I mean, we already know that we don't want Duncan Robinson. We don't want Terry Rozier. So they definitely have to go. But it's like what this report says. The Phoenix Suns are prioritizing a center in any Kevin Durant deal. This is why the Miami Heat need to make up their mind. Kevin Durant is expected to be traded before the June 25th, 2025 NBA draft. Based off the reports that have circulated over the months, KD has most notably been linked to each of the Heat, the Timberwolves, Rockets, and the Spurs for his next destination. But this is why I think the Miami Heat, they might get bought out, because all of these teams are willing to throw in an extra first-round pick. I'm sorry, I am not going to overpay for Kevin Durant. You let me know what you guys are going to do in the comments, but these are the decisions that are going to come up for the Miami Heat. They don't like Trae Young. Okay, they're not going to go after Giannis. I don't think they have enough. If you're not going to include Bam, they're not picking up the phone. Let's all be realistic here. Now, let's move on to Zion Williamson, this bum who he can't put down the gumbo, he can't put down the oxtail pizza, and now he's getting tripped up again by corn stars. Now, we already know that Zion is going through a bunch of drama. Now, Tony Bunzi has zero interest in representing Mariah Mills. We already know that Zion has been caught up with Mariah Mills and all this scandalous stuff that goes on. We're not even going to get into that. But the fact that Tony Bunzi is not going to pick up the case, which means I honestly think that Zion's going to beat it. I'm not worried in it because at the end of the day, that's what Tony Bunzi is known for, picking up these type of cases. So if he's saying that a member of our staff spoke to her after review, we declined to take her case. It is absolutely foolishness. But of course, with all this stuff, with the weight loss and just this whole thing about Zion off the court, a lot of teams are not going to be willing to put up multiple first-round picks and assets right here. So executives around the league believe that Zion Williams' trade value is limited to bad contracts and no draft picks. There will be teams who do not care, but those teams who do not care need to be sufficiently desperate, one. And two, they're not going to give you anything of value. So you're going to get really bad contracts and likely no picks. But if you do get a pick, it's a late pick. So an example would be Andrew Wiggins, Duncan Robinson for Zion, and some small salary just to kind of make it even. If you attach Trey Murphy, we'll gladly take the BBL Zion Williams. This man can't put down the gumbo. He can't put down the oxtail pizza. He can't put down the corn stars. We will take him off your hands. And to be honest, if there's one organization that can turn him around, it's the Miami Heat. Send Zion our way if it gets this bum off of our team and Duncan Robinson, Andrew Wiggins, and Terry. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support.